So Ohio State knocks Iowa out of the Big Ten tournament in what would have been a record-setting 12th Big Ten tournament victory for Iowa. And this was a heartbreaker, people. So this game was pretty wild. There was a lot that happened, but I think what people are talking about the most is Cotie McMahon in her post-game interview calling out Iowa as having disrespected Ohio State in thinking that they were, I guess, that much better with some sort of chip on their shoulder.
Over the last 3 years, you've had some absolute battles with Iowa. What is it about that team that brings out the competitive fire in you guys?
Not gonna get into it all the way, but let's just say they're a little disrespectful as far as, how they view us. So we take that personal. I take that personal. I like to fight on the court. I have that dog in me. So I go out there and prove it. And yeah. Honestly, just one game at a time. I was a great team. I'll give it to them. Credit 1,000%.
And a lot of people were not happy about this. Like, the Iowa fan base just started going off. As in Cotie's previous game, she had given 2 birds, if you know what I'm saying, that the camera caught to the opposing team. So saying that they were disrespected coming from a person who just did that was definitely something that people were calling out as a little hypocritical. I don't know. Of course, Iowa had their 6th man, Caitlin Clark, in the stands. And for as much as Caitlin Clark has been such a good luck charm for them all season, they came up short by 1 point. But hey, check out Caitlin Clark's arms. I mean, that girl is bulking up. I actually have to keep this video kind of short because I did not realize the time, and I know I promised that I was going to make this video in my last video, which I really, really wish I could go into more detail about, but I do have an appointment coming up, so I'm just going to rush through the top lines of the game. Essentially, Ohio State does knock Iowa out of the Big Ten tournament, and now they have 2 weeks off to wait until the NCAA tournament begins. But oh man, the Iowa Hawkeyes, most of their losses have come up short by just this much, like under 10-point losses. Last night's loss actually brings them to 0-5 in just 1 game possession losses. And in this game, they were in the final seconds, they were up by 1 point, but Cotie McMahon does go up for a shot. Hannah Stuelke unfortunately fouls her. And then when they get the ball back, Lucy Olsen is inbounding, which I'm not sure why Lucy Olsen herself is inbounding. And she ends up throwing it into Hannah Stuelke, who does not have the best mid-range shot. And Hannah Stuelke comes up just short. There's a lot of contention about the ref calls. And you know what? Ref calls are always a contentious issue in losses such as this. But this game was like full court press all game. The defense on both sides was really good. Neither of them were letting either one get open looks to gain any shot like perception very easily at all. But Kylie Fuerbach, oh my gosh, she made some crazy shots. There was one point where she actually face planted pretty hard. She gets right back up, goes to the other side of the court. She goes up for a maniacal block, knocking it over Lucy Olsen, who goes to the other end and drills the shot.
Olsen all by herself drains the 3.
This was a seesaw of back and forth who is on top. First it was Ohio State, then it was Iowa, then it was Ohio State, then it was Iowa. But Fuerbach came in clutch in so many moments. Lucy Olsen, she scored 12 points in the first half. And then in the second half, she only scored 2 points. So they were really on Lucy Olsen. She wasn't able to get open. I think that Iowa wasn't really, putting enough pressure on Cotie McMahon to get her in any foul trouble. And Cotie McMahon ended up being the one at the end of the game who gets fouled, goes to the free throw to put Ohio State on top. But Lucy Olsen, Hannah Stuelke, and Cotie Affolter led with 14 points apiece. Early in the game, Lucy Olsen was the one who kept Iowa afloat with scoring all the buckets. She actually scored nearly half of Iowa's 28 points in the first 20 minutes, but not very efficiently as she went 5 for 15. But I'm sure during halftime, the Ohio State coach went in and said, shut her down, because in the next half, she scored 2. But Hannah Stuelke was a force off the glass, getting 12 rebounds, and in that second quarter, she really helped Iowa roar back and keeping them in the game, scoring 6 of her 14 points in that second quarter. But Cotie Affolter, in the second quarter, she came back. She made a couple huge triples, which took Iowa's deficit from 58 to 53 to 59-58. But Ava Heiden, the freshman, all right, last night wasn't her best game. It was the day before where she just came out swinging. And watching her last night, there is no way Ava Heiden does not get to the W, knock on wood. But she had a 10-point showing against the Buckeyes last night, of which the day before she had 11, but somehow the day before she just looked on fire and what she was doing around the glass and the rebounds and the interruptions. But last night she was no slouch. She's got a good touch around the rim. Her footwork is not bad, and her ability to score in transition as a big is amazing. And she is a freshman. I am so excited to see her growth and what she can offer in the upcoming seasons. Neither team was exponentially better than the other. This is one of those there needs to be a rematch games. And I think that there is definitely a new rivalry that has been set. And Ohio State plays UCLA next. And I just cannot imagine that they are going to have an answer for Lauren Betts, who was awesome against Nebraska yesterday. I do wish I could go into more detail because I kind of have a little bit of criticism on how Iowa played this game. I'm not sure about their rotations. They were just off on a lot of their shots, but I won't get into that because, as I said, I am rushing out the door as we speak almost. And with that, I'll leave you with a courtside interview with Caitlin Clark, of which they asked her about the tech that Jen Jensen got called for in the last game, and she says, I thought she was going to get ejected.
Well, Kayla, the last time we saw you at a Big Ten tournament, you were capping 3 straight wins, the most outstanding player, and here you are in your new home with the Fever. How surreal is this for you?
It's pretty fun, and I love getting to be able to support this program. And obviously, a lot of these girls were my teammates, and getting to see Jan in her first year, and they're playing their best basketball right now. So just get to be supportive of them, and I love this time of the year, March. I miss it, so it's fun getting to support them.
Have been known to get animated in your career. I know Jan got a little animated yesterday, picked up her first technical. How would you grade out that performance? Did she get her money's worth?
Unacceptable. No, I honestly thought she might have been getting ejected, honestly, because she kept going, but I loved it. I love that fiery, competitive spirit, and I know it got the girls fired up, too. They responded well to it. I had that taken care of for Coach Day and Coach Bluter when I was playing. They didn't have to get any, so they have to get them now. Coach Day has to get them now, but just love her competitive spirit, and she's done a great job with the program, so it's fun to watch.
Your Iowa Hawkeyes are absolutely red hot and right here neck and neck with Ohio State. What have you seen from them that has really they've just responded down the stretch?
Well, they just play hard, and I think if you watch, you can tell how good of a team they are. They're always making the right plays. They're cheering for one another. They're just a group of 15 girls that are just really well connected, and that just speaks to the culture they have at Iowa and we had when we were there, and it continues to carry over, and they play basketball the right way, and that's why people love supporting them and coming to their games. So that's why I'm here. I love it. I love getting to see some of my best friends play basketball and have a lot of fun doing it. So
it's awesome, Caitlin. So many 22 jerseys for the Fever and Iowa here, all in one spot. Really appreciate